Hallo daar, vandag lees ons Geheime Bewonderaar, geskryf deur Jaco Jacobs en is deel van die Ink en ander kort verhale bundel vir Graad 10. Geheime Bewonderaar means secret admirer. Ek is nie die soort meisie wat op die cricketkaptein verlief raak nie, Jenny, of op die gewildste ou in die skool nie. Maar toe ek hom die eerste keer hoor redenaars praat, gebeur iets binne in my. I'm not the type of girl that falls in love with the cricket captain, Genius, or the most popular boy in the school. But when I heard him debate for the first time, something inside of me happened. Die onderwerp van sy toespraak is, bewaar die verlede vir ons nageslag. Sy stem is heuningbrein soos ou foto's en diep en rustig. The topic of his speech was looking after the past for our future generations. His voice was honey brown, like old photos, deep and calm. Ons kan die verlede nooit terugkry nie, maar ons kan die verlede lewend hou. Nie net in museums nie, nie net deur tradisies en herdenkings nie, nie net met monumente en gedenktekens nie. Die verlede leef in elkeen van ons wat bereid is om dit te onthou. We can't ever get the past back, but we can keep it alive, not just in museums or through traditions and celebrations, not just through monuments and other statues. The past lives in each of us, and we must be prepared to remember. Dit laat my aan my ma dink. My keel trek toe. Ek maak 'n gemors van my eie toespraak. Redenaars was nog nooit regtig my ding nie, maar die skool verplig ons om aan ten minste 2 buitemuurse aktiwiteite deel te neem, en dis darm beter as hokkie of netbal. Na die tyd was ek my gesig in die badkamer, terwyl ek sy stem in my gedagtes hoor. Makes me think of my mother. I get my throat closes. I make a complete mess of my own speech. Debating was not really my thing, but the school forces us to take at least 2 extracurricular activities, and this is much better than hockey or netball. After the speeches, I wash my face in the bathroom, and I hear his voice in my head. Daardie middag neem ek 'n foto om vir hom te gee, die eerste van baie. Die wêreld is partymal 'n malemeel en ek ly aan hoogtevrees. That afternoon, I take a photo for him, the first of many. The world is sometimes a merry-go-round, and I suffer from fear of heights. Die volgende dag sit ek dit pose skelm in sy tas. Ek vertel nie eers vir Nazli daarvan nie, al is sy die enigste mens by die skool met wie ek alles deel. The next day, I put it into his bag during break. I don't even tell Nazli, the only person at school that I share everything with. Hy het 'n groot oop glimlag en blonde hare, wat altyd so effens windverwaaid lyk. Almal hou van hom, ouens bewonder hom, meisies praat poses saggies in die badkamer oor hom. He has a big, open smile with blonde hair that always looks a little bit windswept. Windverwaaid, windswept. Everybody likes him. Guys admire him and girls speak about him softly in the bathrooms. Ek kry elke keer 'n ander manier om die foto's by hom te kry. Sy wiskundeboek op die graad 11 stapel in die klas lê, sy sportsak wat langs die cricketveld lê, een keer sy potloodsakkie wat hy in die Afrikaans klas vergeet het. Every time I find a different way of getting the photo to him. His maths book that was on the in the grade 11 book set, his sports bag next to the cricket field, and once his pencil bag that he left in the Afrikaans class. Ek praat met hom oor dinge waaroor ek niemand anders kan praat nie, al kan hy nie terugpraat nie. Laat die mooiste blomme jou ook soms onthou dat niks vir ewig hou nie. I speak to him about things that I do not speak about with anyone else. even though he can't speak back. Don't the most beautiful flowers remind you or let you remember that nothing lasts forever? Daar werk 'n nuwe meisie in die fotowinkel. Gebruik jy genuine nog film? Vra sy terwyl sy kougom kou. Sy beduie na die ry mense wat voor die kitsmasjien wag om hulle digitale foto's en selfoonfoto's te ontwikkel. Digitaal is baie goedkoper, jy weet. There's a new girl that works at the Photoshop. Do you really still use film? She asks while chewing her chewing gum. She motions to the queue of people in front of the machine waiting to develop their digital photos and cell phone photos. They're just so much cheaper, you know. Ek trek net my skouers op. Swart en wit? Vra sy verbaas toe sy sien watter blokkie ek gemerk het. Is jy seker? I shrug. Black and white, she asked surprised when she saw which block I marked. Are you sure? Gelukkig is dit nie nodig om te verduidelik nie. Die donkerkop ou wat altyd Saterdae in die winkel werk, kom uit 'n kamertjie agter die toonbank te verskyn. Thankfully, it's not. I don't need to explain. The dark-haired guy that always works on a Saturday in the shop comes out of a room behind the counter. Dis reg, swart en wit, sê hy, en vat die koevert met my film by haar. Hy vee sy hare uit sy oë en glimlag verleë vir my, asof hy probeer verskoning vra vir die nuwe meisie se simpel vraag. That's right, black and white, he says, and he takes the envelope with my film from her. He wipes his hair out of his eyes and smiles at me, as if he tries to apologize for the new girl's silly questions. 'n uur, vra ek? Hy knik. An hour, I ask? He nods. Ek dwaal ouder gewoonte 'n ruk lank deur die CD en boekwinkels om die tyd om te kry. Daarna gaan sit ek by die koffiewinkel langs die fotoplek. Soos altyd bestel ek 'n cappuccino en blaai deur die fotografie tydskrif wat ek by die CNA gekoop het. As per usual, I walk through for a while through the CD and the bookshops to while away the time. Afterwards, I go and sit in the coffee shop next to the photo place. As always, I order a cappuccino and go through my photo magazine that I bought at the CNA. Toe 'n uur verby is, sedert ek my film ingegee het, gaan haal ek die fotos. Die kelner weet al om my tafel oop te hou, terwyl ek my fotos gaan afhaal. Die kougom meisie lyk vies vir my. Ek betaal sonder 'n woord en vat die koevert. After an hour, after I gave in my film, I go and fetch the photos. The waiter knows to keep my table open while I fetch them. The chewing gum girl doesn't look impressed. I pay without saying a word and take the envelope. Terug by my tafel begin ek stadig deur die foto's blaai. 12 foto's blaai. Elke foto is uit 'n ander hoek geneem of met 'n ander kamera verstelling. Op elke foto is dieselfde ding. 'n hart wat teen 'n boomstam vasgespijker is. Back at my table, I start looking slowly through the 12 photos. Every photo is taken from a different angle or with a different camera setting. Every photo is about the same thing, a heart that was nailed to the bark of a tree. Ek het dit woensdagmiddag daar gekry, toe ek met Rufus in die parkie gaan stap het. Dis ongelooflik watter goed 'n mens sien as jy leer om met 'n kamera oog te kyk. Wednesday afternoon, I found it while walking Rufus in the park. It is unbelievable what you can learn if you look at things through a camera eye. Ek sorteer die foto's in 2 hoopies, die wat potensiaal het en die waarvan ek nie hou nie. I sort the photos in 2 bunches, one that has potential and the other one I don't like. Uiteindelik bly net een oor. Eventually only one remains. Ek kyk 'n ruk lank daarna terwyl ek my laaste koffie drink. Dan begin ek die res in klein stukkies opskeer. Ek steek die oorblywende foto in my sak en gooi oudergewoonte die stukkies in die astronk voor die biltong stalletjie. I look at it for a long while I drink the last of my coffee. Then I start tearing up the rest of the photos into little pieces. I put the remaining photo in my bag and throw away, as usual, the small pieces in the dustbin in front of the biltong shop. My pa klop aan my deur. Ilse, binne, hy loer in. En as jy so laat nog wakker is, ek trek my skouers op. Ek gaan nou slaap. Hy glimlag. Jy gaan môre moeg wees by die skool. My father knocks at my room door. Ilse, come in. He peers in. And if you're still awake so late, I shrug. I'm going to bed just now. He smiles. You're going to be tired at school tomorrow. My pa. Hy lyk partykeer so de mekaar, asof die wêreld hom elke liewe dag verbaas. Ek sug en staar weer na die foto. Dit vat my altyd ure om iets te skryf. Woorde is anders as fotos. My father. Sometimes he looks so confused, as if the world just surprises him every single day. I sigh and stare at the photograph. It always takes me hours to write something. Words are different than photos. My ma's dood toe ek 14 was. 'n jaar na haar dood het my pa al haar foto's van die mure afgehaal. My mother died when I was 14. A year after her death, my dad took off all her photographs from the walls. Selfs die waarmee sy pryse gewen het. Even those that she won prizes for. Partykeer wens ek kan net met iemand oor my ma praat. Ek kan seker met my pa praat, maar ek weet dit maak hom steeds seer om haar naam te sê. Uiteindelik skryf ek 'n byskrif vir die foto. Sometimes I wish I could speak to someone about my mom. I can probably speak to my dad, but I know it still hurts him to say her name. Eventually, I write a caption for the photo. Terwyl ek aan die slaap raak, wonder ek wat hy met die foto's doen. Hou hy dit iewers in 'n laai? Lê hy soms daarna en kyk? Hoe vinniger en verder ek ry, hoe dowwer word my triespieeltjie. While falling asleep, I wonder what he does with the photos. Does he keep it in a drawer, or does he lie and look at it sometimes? How faster and further I drive, how unclear my side mirror becomes. Vrydag tweede pause steek ek vas toe ek sy stem hoor. Ek sê julle, hierdie chick is psycho. Check net wat sy hierdie keer in my tas gesit het. 'n Foto van 'n flippin kar speeltjie. Friday second break, I stop when I heard his voice. I'm telling you, this chick is psycho. Look at what she put in my suitcase this time. A photo of a flippin side mirror. Ek versteen. Seunstemme lag. Hoe weet jy dis 'n chick? Dalk is dit 'n ou wat 'n crush op jou. Hey, wil jy gevoeter word? Vra hy omgekrap. I freeze. Boy voices laugh. How do you know it's a chick? Maybe it's a guy that has a crush on you. Hey, do you want to get smacked? He asks crossly. Okay, pa die stem. Miskien moet jy probeer uitvind wie die stalker is, stel iemand anders voor. Dalk is sy hot. Hulle lag weer. Ek laat val my tas en vlug. Okay, the voice says. Maybe you should try and find out who the stalker is. Someone proposes. Maybe she's hot. They laugh again. My suitcase drops and I run. In die badkamer stoot die naar oor en oor, saam met die huil in my keel op. My mond smaak na souttrane en die snoepie se hoenderpastei. Ek steur my nie aan die klok wat lui nie. In the bathroom, the nausea pushes up and up, over and over again, together with my tears in my throat. My mouth tastes like salt tears and the tuck shop's chicken pie. I don't think about the bell that rings. Nazli kom soek my later in die badkamer. Ilse, wat's fout? Ek vertel haar alles. Nasli comes looking for me in the bathroom. Ilse, what's the problem? I tell her everything. Partykeer glimlag sy vir my slim planne om die foto's by hom te kry. Ander kere snyf sy en vee trane weg. Sy hou my vas tot ek klaar gepraat het en die snikke bedaar het. I tell her everything. Sometimes she smiles at my clever ways of getting the photos to him. Other times she sniffs and wipes away the tears. She holds me till I finish speaking and till the sniffs calm down. Ek het gehoor hy skryf glad nie eers sy eie redenaarstoesprake nie, sê sy. Sy ma betaal iemand om dit vir hom te skryf. Die enigste rede waarom hy redenaars praat, is omdat sy ma en pa glo dit sal hom help om volgende jaar hoofseun te word. I heard he doesn't even write his own speeches, she says. His mother pays someone to write it for him. The only reason he does speeches is that his mom and dad believes that it will help him to be head boy next year. 2 weke lank ignoreer ek my kamera, net soos ek hom ignoreer as ek hom by die skool in die gange sien. Nie dat hy dit agterkom nie, obviously, maar sommer net uit beginsel. 2 weeks long, I ignore my camera. And I ignore him when I see him in the school hallways. Not that he notices, obviously, but this is out of principle. Een Vrydagmiddag gaan grawe ek al my ma se ou foto's uit die buitekamer en hang die mooistes in my kamer op. Toe haal ek die kamera uit my laai. Dit was my ma se. Die blinkgevatte sluiterknoppie en die verweerde nekband laat dit voel asof iets van haar nog aan die kamera kleef. Rufus spring op en af toe hy sien ek haal my leiband agter die deur af. In die parkie neem ek 'n oom en tannie af wat op 'n bankie sit. One Friday afternoon, I dig out all my mom's old photos from the back room and hang the most beautiful ones in my room. Then I take my camera from my drawer. It was my mother's. And the worn neckband makes me feel as if something of her still lives and is part of the camera. Rufus jumps up and down when he sees I take his lead from the door. In the park, I take a photo of a lady and a man sitting on a bench. Die volgende oggend vra ek my pa om my by die winkelsentrum af te laai. Die ou by die fotowinkel lyk verras om my te sien. The next morning, I asked my dad to drop me off at the mall. The guy at the photo shop is surprised to see me. Ek gee die film vir hom. I give the film to him. 'n uur vra ek, an hour I ask. Hy knik. Daar is niemand anders in die winkel nie. Toe ek omdraai, sê hy, beloof my net een ding. Ek draai om en frons, Moenie weer jou foto's opskeer nie, sê hy. Jy skeer elke keer die mooistes op. I give him the film. An hour, I ask. He nods. There's no one else in the shop. When I turn to leave, he says, promise me one thing. I turn around and frown. Please don't tear up your photos. You tear up the best ones. Toe haal hy iets onder die toonbank uit. 'n hele pak foto's wat netjies met kleeflint vasgeplak is, al op die skeurplekke langs. Then he takes something from the counter, a whole pack of photos, where it's been neatly put together with sellotape along all the tear marks. Het jy dit elke keer uit die asblik gaan grawe, vra ek verstom. Did you take it out of the dustbin every time? I asked, surprised. Sy gesig word rooi. Jammer. His face goes red. Sorry. Ek het elke keer die mooiste een gehou, sê ek, asof ek hom 'n verduideliking skuld. I always kept the best one, I said, as if I owe him an explanation. Hy skud sy kop en vee sy donker kuif uit sy oë. Ek het meer van hierdie gehou, sê hy. Al was hulle nie perfek nie. Sien, ek neem ook foto's. Partykeer is die mooiste foto's juis die wat nie heeltemal uitkom soos jy beplan het nie. He shakes his head and wipes his dark French out of his eyes. I like these more, he says, although they're not perfect. See, I also take photos, and sometimes the best photos are those that don't come out as you planned. Ek is nie seker wat om te sê nie. I'm not sure what to say. Sy groen oë lyk skaam. His green eyes look shy. Luister, ek is 12 uur klaar gewerk. Wat sal jy sê as ek jou vra om saam met my 'n milkshake te gaan drink? Listen, I finish at 12 o'clock. What would you say if I asked you to come and drink a milkshake? Partykeer is die lewe so eenvoudig soos bubblegum milkshake op 'n Saterdagmiddag in die Wimpy. Sometimes the life is as simple as a bubblegum milkshake on a Saturday afternoon in the Wimpy.